Keith has something to talk about other than sunshine.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah,
a
well, he
while.
always has something.
I was
to
gonna
say.
say
Okay, fair
that's
enough.
a low bar. I
Something
always
related to the forecast.
I come up with something new every time. But yes, we've got some rain coming, and hopefully it is a reasonable amount of rain. I don't remember a forecast where people cared as much about if we were going to get an inch or 2 inches of rain
Right?
in a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
But where people are paying very close attention right now. It's just how much are we going to get?
snow, yes, I'm used to that. Like, is it going to be 5 inches or 6.5? Like, okay, but the rain usually people don't care, and I understand why. So we'll talk about that in a second. Visible satellite, a lot of clouds across the state, doing all right across Aroostook County and parts of Washington County as well. That's why we've seen some clearing there, but most of us pretty well socked in, and some showers that have been below the radar, or the droplets have been too small to be picked up on the radar, but a couple of sprinkles around. More significant precipitation to our south and west. That'll be moving in tonight, but more so tomorrow. So cloudy through tonight with scattered showers. Temperatures pretty mild, upper 50s to around 60 degrees. By tomorrow morning, we've got showers over southern and western Maine. Most of this stuff is not that heavy, it looks like, until maybe late afternoon. So we're cloudy with scattered showers through 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then it looks like around late afternoon, kind of the evening commute time period, is where we have our best chance to see some heavier rain come through with some downpours, maybe even an isolated rumble of thunder. And it won't be all that cool over southern Maine when that happens. It could be in the 70s during some of this rain. This is 9 o'clock tomorrow night. 10, 11, midnight moves out of parts of down east Maine, and then into the early morning hours we completely clear out along the coast. And actually, it turns out to be a nice day on Friday with temperatures into the upper 70s, even some low 80s, and a pop-up shower as there's just a little bit of instability left over. But after a rainy day on Thursday, Friday will feel, I think, pretty summery in the afternoon. You can see this model popping in 80 in Portland and maybe in Augusta and Lewiston as well. And then there's just that pop-up shower chance. But Friday overall looks really quite nice, and we'll roll into the weekend on that note as well. As far as rainfall goes, as I said, I can't remember a time where people really cared that much about the exact amount of rain we're going to get. You know, extremes, sure, but I think broadly around 1 inch is what most people should plan for outside of the mountains in northern Maine. There is, though, a potential for 1.5 inches to up to 2 inches in spots where that rain really sits in trains, and we see some of our heavier downpours. So any of this is going to be a positive. 2 inches obviously would be better, but we'll keep an eye on where those areas generally set up. Just quickly want to talk to you about the tropics. Gabrielle, not going to be an issue. That one is going out to sea, or is out to sea, just going farther out to sea. 2 areas, though, with a high chance of formation, according to the National Hurricane Center. So we'll be watching those over the next 7 days, and they are obviously relatively close to the East Coast, so it's not a whole trek across the Atlantic to get there. Nice stretch into the weekend. I put some high clouds in on Sunday. I was a little nervous about a storm to our south, but I think it's going to be a really nice day in the mid to upper 70s, even some low 80s in there. And Monday should be in the upper 70s to around 80 as well. And we don't cool down till Wednesday. And it's worth noting, guys, that the overnight lows are pretty mild too, so we don't have any more of those, well, not for now, any more 30s or 20s. A little bit of a reprieve from that.
Great. Okay.
They'll be back at some point.
So you got to take down your Halloween decorations I told you could put up last weekend. When it gets to 80,
And then they have to come
yeah,
back
they have to
down.
come back down. It's a real
Back
pain,
and
but
forth.
these are the rules.
Thanks, Keith.